Reefs
with Charlotte and Grace.
Coral reefs are something you are probably all familiar with.
You might have seen brightly colored coral in movies or on a vacation.
But have you ever seen coral like this?
Coral is a sea animal that provides home and shelter to fish, crabs, and other sea creatures.
But we are losing more and more coral every day due to coral bleaching. According to the Environmental Encyclopedia 2011, coral bleaching is the whitening of coral colonies due to the loss of symbiotic algae.
Basically, this is saying that when a coral loses algae, which is used for its color and nutrition, it will turn white, almost looking bleached.
Coral bleaching is caused by the increase in temperature along the surface of the ocean. When all of that carbon dioxide goes into the holes in the polyps,
it takes some of the algae with it. The more heat, the more carbon dioxide. The more carbon dioxide, the more algae is lost.
So really, coral bleaching is caused by global warming. When coral is bleached, it looks like this and loses all of its colors.
In this diagram, you can see where there was severe coral bleaching a few years ago, and where it was in 2006, and it has only gotten worse since.
According to this NOAA graph, NOAA, not Noah like on the Ark, along the coast of Georgia, the ocean has a very high surface temperature. This shows that there is probably a lot of bleached coral near us.
And you can also see how close this graph is to Georgia and our oceans in Savannah. Coral bleaching means that there is no place to protect the fish and other sea creatures in the ocean.
And the worse it gets, the more species that are affected too. According to the Age in Melbourne, Australia, in relation to the actions of the butterfly fish, we observed that aggressive behavior had decreased in butterfly fish by an average of 2/3, with the biggest drops on reefs where bleach had killed off most of the coral.
Here is a graph that shows how you can help save the coral.
Yeah, everyone can do their part. In this graph, it's reminding you to do certain things, like if you dive, don't touch the coral and don't give them as presents.
Also, don't send chemicals into our water waste and use longer-lasting light bulbs.
So you can volunteer at a local reef cleanup.
If you remember this picture from earlier in the video, you will remember that it shows the life cycle of a coral. This picture relates to Laudato Si because Pope Francis wants us to care for the earth, and not just what's above the water, but what is below it as well.
Coral bleaching is when coral loses all of its color and dies.
It is caused by global warming and when too much carbon dioxide reaches the coral.
You can stop it by reducing your waste and being conscious of how much wasteful energy you are using. Thank you and save the coral!